Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac,
And this is your boy Bryce.
and we are brothers on tennis. And folks, Happy New Year. We made it to 2023. Bryce, come on, man. We made it through another year, bruh. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Happy New Year, Isaac.
How you doing? And are you excited about this upcoming year of tennis, bruh?
I really am. And I tell you what, I needed that break too.
Yes.
I mean, I think I was tennised out come early December. I saw some results coming in. I was like, I really don't care who won or who lost. Good luck to everybody.
Right? Right? Right?
But yeah, but now that I had a little time off, got to think about tennis. I mean, I actually didn't even start watching some of the early stuff, this month. I didn't watch a whole lot of the United Cup,
Yeah.
just kind of caught matches here and there. But with this Netflix series coming up here in a couple of days
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Australian Open coming around the corner, yeah, I'm right
Yeah.
back in it.
Same here, brother. I was just like you. It was so nice having the break. Just took a little bit of a vacay, and now it's like, yeah, I'm pretty hyped about tennis again. I did watch a good bit of the United Cup. Saw them play some great tennis. The Americans kind of showed out this past week, but
They did.
they really did. But at the same time, that is not what our focus is on this particular episode, folks. We are bringing you once again our third annual BOT Awards. Come on now. Yes.
Da-da-da-da!
Da-da-da-da. Yes. We always have to bring to you the folks that we feel have showed out in the year and those who really showed out in a good and a bad way.
Right.
So, folks, we've got the BOT Awards for 2022 coming at you. And Bryce, there was a lot that we really had to go through and contemplate for this year's winners, huh?
Yeah, there were multiple people that could have won a lot of these awards. But as we always do, once you and I got together, we had pretty much picked the same people in every category. So, kind of leading into that, just to remind the listeners, we have six categories in which we award a winner on both the WTA and the ATP side. And what those six categories are is the first is, of course, player of the year. You got to have that. Then we have newcomer of the year. And this is always a very interesting one because if you really follow tennis, you may say, they're not so much of a newcomer. I've heard about them for a couple of years. But when we talk about them being a newcomer, we're saying, okay, they really made their presence known on the tour this year. We also have breakout performance. And of course, those are those incredible performances that maybe we didn't expect to see, but we enjoyed watching throughout the year. We have upset of the year, which is, of course, the ones we really didn't think were going to happen, but they did. We have the No You Didn't award, and that's when somebody
Hmm.
just does something that you're just like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Come on now.
No.
Come on now.
So, right. So we're going to give you some winners in that category. And then in our final category, we have the Mr. and Mrs. Petty Award. And the name of that award says it all, right?
Pretty much self-explanatory.
Right. I don't think I got to tell you what that means. So, Isaac, why don't you get us started with the Player of the Year winners?
Absolutely. So it should absolutely be no surprise who we have nominated for the Player of the Year for both the WTA and ATP. I'll start with WTA because ladies first, and simply stated, there is no other choice. Let us be very clear and very honest. Iga Swiatek said, "You know what? This is going to be my year. This
Hmm.
is going to be my tour." And once Ash Barty was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hang up the racket. I'm gonna take this Australian Open and walk away. Iga Swiatek was like, yeah, you should be very, very happy that you made that decision because I'm coming for you.
Right. That neck.
The neck, right? I mean, folks, Iga Swiatek showed out this year. I mean, she brought kind of that old school like Steffi Graf when Steffi was just simply beating folks like 1-0, one and
Yeah.
one, 1-2. Like she had dinner reservations already. She was
Right.
like, I ain't trying to be late. You're not gonna make me late for my food.
Right. You are so right about that. She always looked like she had somewhere to be.
So yeah, Bryce. I mean, that to me was just an absolute no-brainer. Iga Swiatek as the number one player in the world. I mean, she has a point total that is double, if not more, than the second place on
Hmm.
Jabeur. So no other choice but Iga. On the men's side, we decided to go with the young upstart, our dungeon boy himself, Mr. Carlos Alcaraz. Shout out.
Linnell.
Shout out Linnell. I mean, folks, Carlos Alcaraz had a phenomenal,
Yes, he did.
phenomenal year. This teenager came out and just started putting a whooping on folks. And he beat Novak. He beat Nadal in Spain. He beat Zverev. He won the US Open. I mean, there are so many things that this young man accomplished in 2022. There is just, in my opinion, no way that you couldn't name him player of the year. Of course, we have to throw out there the honorable mention for Rafael
Hmm.
Nadal because he started the year, of course, with the Australian, with the French Open, of course, which is the Nadal Open for
Right.
the most part. But we had to just kind of slide Carlos right above him because of the fact that he is an upstart teenager, and to accomplish all that he did and gain the number one ranking in the world,
Yes.
that's definitely player of the year. Bryce, anything additional to add on to that?
No, and like we've said, we were thinking we were saying something when we said, "Oh, he's going to end the year in the top 5 for sure."
Mm.
Shoot, Carlos was like, "Don't sell me short."
Don't sell me short. Uh-uh.
I'm going for number one, and he got it. That was amazing. So
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. And of course, shout out to Carlos. We want you to get healed up. Unfortunately, he will not be playing this year's Australian Open 2023, dealing with some injuries. But at the same time, we know that he is going to come back bigger and better. So heal up, young man, and we will see you very soon.
absolutely.
So, Bryce, our next category, newcomer of the year. What you got for us?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna, follow the same trend that you started, and we'll keep ladies first. And the young lady that we wanted to give this award to for 2022 is Alicia Parks. Now, granted, the first part of the year, we didn't see a whole lot of Alicia. She didn't really kick into her superwoman gear until the second half of the year. But I specifically want to call out the Ostrava tournament um, and the Czech Republic. This is a 500 level tournament, and she started in qualies. She won through qualies. She ended up facing, I guess she's still the good Pliskova. Um, and she sent her home. She sent Maria Sakkari home.
Mm,
And although she lost in the quarters to the eventual champion Krejcikova, making a quarterfinal run in a 500 level tournament, and then also winning the doubles title
yes.
with sister lover Katie McNally.
Yes.
So, I mean, we've been talking about the potential of Alicia Parks, almost at Keys.
Yeah, I know, right?
No one, no one, no one. All right. So, but she really showed at the end of last year that potential was really coming, to the front of her game. And we even saw that she got named to the United Cup
That's
team
right.
for the
That's
US.
right.
So people recognize, and one of the things that we're very excited about with Alicia is when you watch her, when her game is clicking, it's like she really has no weaknesses.
Right. Exactly, Bryce. I mean, she's got a great forehand, great backhand, great serve. Her serve is going to be a ridiculous weapon.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
we hope this newcomer of the year in a couple of years may transition into a player of the year.
that's right.
So let's keep it going, Miss Parks. On the men's side, I'm going to actually start with the honorable mention. And the honorable mention we had was Ben Shelton. And one of the things that Ben has in common with Alicia, Alicia won the last two challengers of 2022. So she ended
Hmm.
on a very high note. Ben won the last three.
That's right.
And the thing that we love about Ben is he brings such an exciting brand of tennis to the court. It's so much fun watching him, all the electricity that he's got, the power, the shots, the athleticism. We see really, really big things for Ben in the future. But the player that we selected as newcomer of the year is Holger Rune.
Yeah.
And the reason why we selected him is strictly about the results, because I'll tell you what, and I'm not going to speak for Isaac here, but who wasn't a big fan of this guy in the beginning based upon some of his comments and his behavior was me. But this guy, this year, he won Munich, beating Zverev at that tournament and Van der Zandschulp in the final. He made it to the quarterfinals of the French Open, where he lost to Casper Ruud. He lost in the finals of Sofia, but in that tournament, he beat Sinner, Ivashka, Sonego, Rithoven. He won Stockholm over Garin, Nori, Dimonyor. And in the finals, he beat Tsitsipas.
Hmm.
He lost in the finals of Basel um, to FAA, but he beat RBA, he beat Dimonyor again. But the defining moment for him this year was, and Isaac, we joke about this all the time. If it's that one Masters tournament that somebody's going to win, that's not in the top group,
Oh yeah.
that that is the Paris Masters, and he went in there and he showed out. He
There you
beat
go.
Wawrinka, Herkic, Rublev, Alcaraz, FAA, and in the finals, Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
He beat 5 top 10 players to win
Incredible.
that title. So, Holger, shout out to you, newcomer of the year, 2022.
And well deserved, young man. I mean, that man, he had a great year, and I honestly see him building on that, Bryce. I really, really do.
Oh, he will. He will. So, Isaac, talk to us about the breakout performance of the year.
Oh yeah. So breakout performance, and this one is in my opinion, it's a culmination of a lot of different things, that person has done throughout the year. And so for us, the person that wins this particular award is Miss Coco Golf.
Mhm.
Coco had a really exceptional year. Now, I know towards the end of the season, there was definitely a tail off, but overall, Coco finished in the top five in the world. She made her first Grand Slam final at the French Open. She was ranked number one. Come on now, number one
Yep.
in doubles.
Hmm.
And I mean, to be number one in doubles and be in the top 10 of the singles is really an incredible feat. That really shows that you are playing well across all facets of the game. Not too many people can say that they have a top 10 ranking in both singles and doubles at the same time. And Coco Gauff, as a teenager, mind you, folks, let's not lose lose
Right.
track of that. As a teenager, she was number one in both doubles. I mean, number one in doubles and in the top 10 in singles as a teenager. To me, Bryce, that is just exceptional. And to me, if that's not a breakout performance or a breakout year, I don't know what is.
And I really want to call out that French Open because she was
Yes.
in the finals in both singles and doubles.
And doubles. That's right. That's right.
So yeah, she really, if you were to pick one kind of event in the year where she really showed out, it was the French Open.
Absolutely agree. So yes, our breakout performance winner for 2022 is Miss Coco Golf. Congratulations, young lady, and we look forward to
Yay!
seeing so much more from you. And she's already starting off on a good note because she just won a title. So there you go,
She sure
2023.
did.
Bam. All right. And for the breakout performance on the men's side, there's a lot of people that you can choose from, but for us, we just had to go with Felix Auger-Aliassime,
hmm
FAA, FA2. You call him whatever you want to.
FA
But
squared.
FA squared. Listen, Felix showed out, y'all, in 2022. And he won his first title. Of course, we all know that he kind of struggled in finals. I believe he lost his first either 8 or 9, right, Bryce?
Yeah, I think maybe 8. Yeah.
It might be 8. But he won his first title this year. And right after he won that title, he immediately got to the finals of the next tournament he was in.
hmm
But then fast forward to the fall, where he just decides, okay, I'm about to clean up. And I'm not going to win one, not two, but 3 tournaments in a row. And one of them being Basel, our boy Roger Federer's tournament that he always
Right.
clowned at. Felix we've always known that he is just extraordinarily talented. He's got that professional mindset. He is just someone that will not be denied as it relates to being a true champion on the ATP tour. And he definitely is rounding into that. And again, those 3 titles, in my opinion, showed that. Bryce, anything additional that you'd like to say about Felix?
No, just that we knew this day was coming.
Yes.
And we just had to be patient. And once again, we knew that the effect of a Tony Nadal on his game wasn't
Hmm.
going to be overnight.
That's right.
And we feel like that is in full bloom now. So definitely looking for him to keep that ball rolling in 2023.
That's right. Excellent. So again, our winners in breakout performance, Miss Coco Goff and Mr. Felix Auger-Aliassime. Bryce, what we got next, brother? Upset of the year.
Upset of the year. Now, we just talked, and we're going to start on the women's side again, but we just talked about how dominant Iga Swiatek had been. And Iga had been particularly dominant once she got into a final. But Barbora Krejcikova said, "You're not going to come up in my house
Come on now.
trying to act like you all fast and got to be someplace." No. They played in Ostrava, the Czech Republic, the same tournament where Alicia Parks lost to Krejcikova in the quarterfinals. And Krejcikova got up into that final with Iga Swiatek, and they battled. I mean, it wasn't, a straight set win. She actually lost the first set 7-5, but came back and won 7-6, 6-3. So she really kind of showed everyone that, hey, Iga is human and she can lose in a final. So I think everybody pretty much was expecting Iga to win that match just because, Krejcikova was still kind of coming back from injury a bit and she hadn't really fully gotten back into her swing, even though she had won the tournament, I think, the week before. But, it was a 250 and this was a 500 level tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So we're giving upset of the year to Krejcikova beating Swiatek in that final.
Absolutely. It was a great final as well. And again, Krejcikova had been struggling from a singles perspective pretty
hmm
much throughout the entire year. So for her to be able to take out the number 1 player in the world in a final, that was a major, major upset, folks.
It was huge. But it wasn't as big as the upset on the
Right?
men's side. All right. Look, I want look, send us a message, DM us if you went into this year's Labor Cup thinking that Team World was going to beat Team Europe for the first time while Team Europe had the big 4
Right.
on their squad. plus the number 2 player in the world, Casper Ruud. And who
Mm.
was the other one? Was it
CC Paz.
CC Paz? Right. So who predicted? I want to know. Send us a message if you predicted that Team World was going to win that matchup. And there's so much stuff that we couldn't predict.
Mm.
We didn't know that Rafa was basically only going to play the doubles match with
Right.
Roger. We didn't know that. We didn't know that FAA was going to get up on Novak like that.
Didn't nobody know that?
No.
I don't even think Felix knew that.
Well, I tell you what, Djokovic surely didn't know it. And it was, but I tell you what, in the end, it actually was a very good thing for the event
Yes.
because, if Europe had just kept rolling, I mean, we continue to watch, but it's like, oh, of course Europe's going to win.
Right.
Now, Team World finally has a win, so they're probably going to get smashed next year. But, no one saw that coming, and we had to award that as the upset of the year on the men's side.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, even Bryce going into that third day, it was like you had to beat Nadal. I mean, Djokovic had to lose, and I forget the other match that had to lose. Tsitsipas had to lose, and it all just worked in their favor. It was crazy, y'all.
Absolutely. And Tiafo and Jack Sock taking out
Yes,
Roger and Rafa on day
yes,
one. I mean, I was a little mad at them for a minute.
a little bit.
I was in my feelings a bit over that one, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So Isaac, take us into the next category, the No You Didn't Award.
No, you didn't. Um, and this one's always a fun one, y'all. And I want everyone to, of course, take that as, that is the mindset that we have going into this. So of course we mean no harm. We mean no harm, no foul to anybody.
Mm.
But again, we're gonna start with the ladies. And we got somebody on the ladies' side that is always very just eclectic, maybe is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
She's special, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And who we're talking about, of course, is Yelena Ostapenko. Ostapenko. Um, she is someone that actually played really good tennis in 2022. Sometimes she can take out folks in the front row if you're not watching too closely. But for the most part, she had a great 2022. But what she didn't have, and this is what the no you didn't, Bryce, the kid. I mean, I hate to bust on folks like that, but you need to help me out here, bruh. I mean, some of the kids, I, I don't understand. I don't understand, bruh. Help me out. Help
I
me
mean,
out.
I was, it is funny because I'm not really a kit guy. I'm
Yeah.
not the one who, when I sit down and watch a tennis match, I put a whole lot of interest into what they're wearing.
What they're
And
wearing, right?
if I do, it's because either it's super fly
Right, exactly.
or it's trash.
Right, or it's like old boy who had the little cutouts in the shoulder.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And Ostapenko's kit was not fly. And I know she made this move from Adidas to DK1, which should be called DK No, because they had her looking like, I don't know, like a Raggedy Ann doll and like these big poof. It was just horrible,
Yeah, it wasn't flattering, and it was like Yelena, come on now, you should tell them they need to do better. They need
Right.
to do better. They could dress you. They could get your kids right. I mean, you make a lot of money. You're a Grand Slam champion. Come on now, make your sponsor give you some good kits now.
I
Okay.
mean, who looked at that and said, "Oh, that's
That is
it. That's
fly.
the
That's
one. That's
right.
fire. That's it. That's the one right there." They ain't gonna know what hit them. That's the one. That's
That is the
fire,
one.
man.
That is it, bro. Yeah,
No.
yeah. So
Mm-mm.
whatever team that was, we need y'all to go back to the drawing board, and we want you to try again. And that's all we're
Exactly.
gonna say. So the no, you didn't for WTA side goes to our girl, Miss Yelena Ostapenko, and let us not have a repeat of that in 2023. All right.
Please.
And brother, for the men, and this one is just woo. This one is fire. I mean,
It
this one
is.
was one because I tell you what, because didn't we? Didn't we try and ask about it or something like that, or it was somebody tried to ask about it on TV, and Big Foe was like, "Mm-mm, no, 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 no."
That was when I was in
He,
the press room in DC.
yeah. Did he
They
walk out?
he got up and he was like, press conference over, walked
There we
out.
go. And so what we are talking about, folks, is the No You Didn't award goes to Mr. Jensen Brooksby. Because Jensen, as he is playing Big Foe, and Big Foe is always known for, being a character, doing all these fun things to entertain the crowd. Well, what he typically does when he wins is he does sort of this, it's like a LeBron celebration, right,
Yep.
Bryce?
Yep.
Yeah. So, he did his little LeBron step most of the time, and and that's Tiafoe's thing.
Right.
Well, apparently, I don't know if he got in his feelings during the match or what, but there was a little bit of a little bit of tension when Jensen Brooksby was playing Tiafo, and he ended up winning the match. And as he won the match and walked to the net, he
Mm-hmm.
proceeded to do
Mm-hmm.
the LeBron step that Tiafo typically does when he wins, in a pretty much mocking
Yep.
yeah, and so yeah, and Bryce and I, when we both like, we was like, "Ooh, no, you didn't." Uh-uh. I mean, that is bold, y'all.
and
Bold.
and you know what? We always joke about Tiafo at the end of a match. He likes to get in his little Tiafo snuggles, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't no snuggling that
It
day.
wasn't no snuggles. Mm-mm,
None.
none.
None. Oh
So
my
yes,
goodness.
the award for No You Didn't most definitely goes to Mr. Jensen Brooksby. Congratulations, Jensen.
What's up, Jen?
Bryce, we got one more left. It's always a fun one. Let's talk about Mr. and Mrs. Petty.
All right. And you know what? I'm sure these two have won this multiple times from us.
I know one of them has.
Right. We just know which two to kind of start looking at first before. So anyway, let's jump to it. We're gonna start with Miss Petty. And the recipient of that award is Sloane Stevens. And the reason why she earned this, this award is because at the French Open, after she lost to Coco Gauff in the quarterfinals, who she was very complimentary about, one of the reporters asked her, "Hey, so what are your predictions for the semifinals?" And Coco was playing Trevisan in the
Mhm.
semifinals.
Yes.
And instead of her saying, "Oh, I think Coco's going to do it. She's playing well. This is a great surface for her," Sloane Stevens said, and I quote, "I'm sorry, but it's got Trevisan. Not my favorite."
Mm.
I was like,
Mm.
"Ooh, what did Trevisan do in your Wheaties?"
Right?
you know?
Right? Come
So,
on now.
yeah, so she decided to take that moment to put her own post about clearly there's history
Clearly.
there
Yes.
between them. But because Sloane put it out in the press, here's your award.
There you go.
And on the guy's side, no stranger to the
N-
Mr. Petty Award
None.
is our good friend Nick Kyrgios.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Now, Nick has already put Fernando Verdasco on blast in the past.
On blast, y'all.
Called his backhand basic.
Basic.
I mean, just clearly is not a fan of Fernando Verdasco.
Yes.
Well, recently, Fernando accepted a voluntary provisional doping suspension.
Hmm.
I guess admission of guilt or whatever. And when he did that, Nick Kyrgios went out on social media and posted, "Can't say I'm surprised with this one." Wow. Really, Nick?
Ooh, Nick.
You can just
Ooh.
let that one pass with no
Just let
comment.
that one go, Fred. Let it
You
go. He's
know,
like, mm-mm,
you ain't got to see him
mm-mm.
for 2 months. He gonna be suspended. But once again, Mr. Curios, here's your award.
There you go. You gotta
So,
love it.
so
Oh,
Isaac,
yes.
any summary thoughts from you on 2022 and some of our awards that were given out?
Bryce, it's always fun doing this show and, just talking about the different winners of each of the awards. I just feel like overall 2022 was just a great year of tennis. A lot of great things happened in the year. And, for the winners, congratulations. Even if you didn't want to win in a certain category that you were in, congratulations anyway.
Exactly.
How about you, Bryce? Thoughts from you?
Well, I tell you what it does for me. When I look at the winners, and maybe with the exception of us, saying that there was an honorable mention there for Rafa Nadal for Player of the Year,
Yeah.
you know, these are basically new players.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
weren't talking about really Djokovic other than him taking the L, or we weren't talking about Roger. There was no mention of Venus or Serena in here this year.
Right,
So
right.
I think we are, and especially with this Netflix series coming out here shortly, we're really starting to transition into kind of this next um, group of players, this next generation of players that are going to be the names that we're saying
That's right.
about the tennis world. So, um, you know, some of these names y'all may have heard first here,
That's right.
you
That's
know,
right.
getting their award. So, just makes me very excited about what's to come for 2023.
Absolutely. And folks, if you decide that you have different people that you think should have won these awards,
Mm-hmm.
don't let us know. Put it in the comments. Talk to us about it. Let us know if you agree with what we said or let us know if you don't. Hey, that's what we love about this is we get to engage with people, we get to talk about this sport, and we get to have differing opinions. So if you do have some feedback that you want to give, utilize that comment section.
Absolutely. So, look forward to next week. We are going to be recording our preview show for the Australian Open. Yes, folks, it's getting started already.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that. Isaac and I will review all of the draws for the tournament and give our never failing predictions through the
Exactly.
finals. But with that, we are going to get out of here so that we can jump on IG Live and chat with some of you live. Isaac, welcome back to 2023. And on behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Happy New Year, everyone.